What's happening, everybody? Indian J here. We're going to talk about the George Floyd murder. Um, I'm sure everyone's already heard about it. If you haven't, you're under a rock or something. 46-year-old man. He lived and worked in Minneapolis, Minnesota. He was a security guard at a restaurant. And said he'd worked there for 5 or 6 years. He's originally from Houston, Texas, and then he moved to Minneapolis. I'm not sure how long ago. Uh, in hopes he wanted to get a CDL and, just be able to work and have a better life. I don't know if he had a past in Houston or what. That's irrelevant. But that's just a little background that I got on him. Um, I guess I don't think he was arrested. I think he was detained. Something to do with some counterfeit money being passed. Regardless, that's also relevant. The only reason I'm bringing that up is because, that's not a violent crime. Um, you can see in the video, you can't see him resisting. They said he was resisting, of course. And he was eventually put on the ground, and he had, I guess, a total of three cops on top of him. The one you can see, he's got his knee just straight up on his neck, the side of his neck, so it's blocking, his air. He's screaming, "Hey, I can't breathe. Hey, I'm dying. They're gonna kill me." And not one time did the cop whose knee was in his throat look down to check on him. Not one time did the other two cops or the one Asian goofy dude stand there looking around like he's fucking retarded. Not once did anybody come to check on him. It was a straight out murder. The dude's crying for help, and then I guess from the time he died, they said it was like seven more minutes that the cop had his knee on his neck while he was already dead, unconscious. That shit don't make no fucking sense. The counterfeit, like I said, it's not a violent charge. If he was resisting, then there's protocols. They're trained what they're supposed to do, and obviously, putting your knee on somebody's throat and suffocating them is not protocol. It's a fucked up situation. My prayers go out to the family of George Floyd. Man, it's a real fucked up situation. Of course, the media is gonna, make it a white on black, and yeah, that is the case. It was a white officer and it was a black, victim, and the media, of course, they want us to push us apart and make it a black on white thing, but you know believe me, man, those cops that do shit like that, they got black people looking at all white people kind of funny, um, like, I don't know, the white privilege shit. I ain't never had that shit. I've never had shit. Um, Obviously, I'm covered in tattoos. I got a record full of felonies. Um, I've been choked by cops while I was handcuffed, beat up, everything else. Um, there's a lot of this shit that goes on every day. Police brutality against blacks, against whites, Asians, everybody. People of every ethnicity have experienced it, but this case obviously was to the very extreme it could have gone. Um, I mean, the the way the dude just had his knee on his throat, man, like he wasn't even a person. It's fucked up, and it's making, you know, I, I personally don't care for police, but I know there's good police officers that just want to do their job and help people, and then there's the fucking there's racist ones, there's assholes, just like anybody you meet. Um, and those couple assholes It makes everybody look bad. Obviously, this isn't the first time a white officer has killed, a black person, and there's been protests. Some of them were very debatable. The one in this case was a flat out case of murder. There's no arguing with it. It's fucking on film. He choked the man to death. You know what I mean? Like, you can't argue with that. And I don't know. I really tried to take some time to think about this. Normally, I'd be like, these fucking now these black people want to tear their town up and do all this dumb shit over it. And the more I thought about it, like nobody's ever overthrown tyranny by being peaceful. You know what I mean? So when this shit happens time and time again, then I thought about it. If it's my family or something that this shit happened to, then I'm gonna act a goddamn fool too. I'm gonna go out and tear some shit up because, being peaceful and just trying to talk, all they're gonna do is, we're gonna talk to our officers. We're gonna have better training to deal with these situations. But that shit's been said over and over again. So, I mean, how else are they supposed to act? The people, not black people in general, but people in general, how the fuck are they supposed to act when being peaceful and trying to sit down and talk about this shit, and you get the same empty promises and the shit keeps happening? So, say no to drugs. But like I said, yeah, I don't know how else you're supposed to act whenever you keep getting the same empty promise after empty promise. I seen like a construction site for public housing was burned down. That was stupid as fuck. I think a lot of the people looting, they're not doing it in protest. They're doing it because everybody else is doing it, and they're trying to get some free shit. And that's just my opinion. I don't know, the whole situation. Like I said, it's all the way fucked up. And I just wanted to share my opinions on everything. To police officers or captains or whoever the fuck might happen to see this, man, y'all got to do better. Y'all got to. Do your officers need, like, every officer need a mandatory therapy session maybe once a month or every 2 weeks or whatever, anything? Or do you need better background screening? What's going on? These people are that fed up that, they put their knee on somebody's throat like they're not fucking human. You got to do better. Like I said, that it was a nonviolent crime. None of that shit. Obviously, yeah, if somebody's resisting, for one, I think the dude should have been put in the back of the car and detained. But like nowhere in protocol is fucking put your knee on their fucking back of their throat or neck and choke a motherfucker to death. Obviously, the dude wasn't a threat. He was handcuffed. He was just laying there. Y'all got 3 people on top of him. Obviously, there's instances where people are acting a fool. You put your knee in their back, maybe, make sure they don't try to get up or whatever. But man, that shit was just straight up murder. And I don't know. And I'm the last person a lot of people think I'm gonna be, taking sides, whatever. I'm just fucking redneck from Indiana, rah rah rah. But right is right and wrong is wrong. So, like I said, I did a lot of thinking on it and tried to put myself in their shoes. And it's a fucked up situation. I'm not gonna tell people to quit tearing your town up because you got to do something to finally get the attention when peace isn't working. Peace isn't changing anything. So, I don't know. Like I said, my prayers go out to the family of George Floyd, and just keep the dude's name alive, keep his memory alive. Everybody, in the news articles talking about him said he's a great dude. If he just knew you, he had your back forever. But yeah, something's got to change. People got to be treated like people, regardless of, you know, age, race, gender, anything, man. You got protocols. Follow your fucking protocols that you learned in the fucking police academy. Man, people just get their fucking heads pumped up and get a little power or something. You know, they got beat up by a black dude in high school, or you know, a black dude fucked his wife and he found out. I don't know what the case was, but motherfuckers are mad about something. So, yeah, this shit's absolutely got to stop. You know, and it's not just a race issue. It's not just black people. You know, these cops, you know, kind of have it out for, want to treat like shit. I mean, if you're a white dude and you know you don't dress like them and walk like them and talk like them, then you know they're scared, and that's what it boils down to, is they're scared. And you know, a scared motherfucker will kill you way faster than a tough motherfucker. Believe that. But yeah. I think up to this point, I don't think the officers have been arrested yet. They said it's under investigation. I don't see how in the world they won't. I almost guarantee they will. I mean, it was obvious murder caught on tape and people standing there. You're supposed to protect and serve. Y'all didn't do none of that shit. Y'all just stood there and watched while the crowd and the man himself were telling you, hey, I can't breathe. You know, you're going to kill me. I'm dying. You know, I mean, obviously, when you're in law enforcement, you can't give people the benefit of the doubt in certain situations, as far as, you know, giving them an opportunity to be violent towards you or whatever. But like I said, it all boils down to, man, follow the protocols and that shit. Yeah, I'm sure he's supposed to be handcuffed and detained. Why not let him sit in the back of the car? Why you have to choke the man for 7 minutes after? I mean, that's crazy. It's overkill. But I don't know if I made a point in this video or not. I just wanted to, you know, bring it to the attention of as many people as I could. So I don't know, something's got to change. I wish I had the answers, but I don't. So I don't know. We'll see what happens with all this. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, hit that notification bell, that shit.